I thought staying silent would keep my life simple. I didn't realize how loudly that silence would return years later. At the time, my life was quiet in the most ordinary way. I worked the early shift as a pharmacy technician in a small town in Ohio. Every morning, I scraped frost off my windshield, grabbed burnt coffee from the gas station on Main Street, and stood behind the counter counting pills while the radio played the same songs on repeat. Nothing dramatic ever happened, and I liked it that way. There was a regular customer named Mr. Halverson, late 60s, always in a denim jacket no matter the weather. He came in every month, polite, soft-spoken, and a little shaky when he handed over his insurance card. One afternoon, while entering his prescription, I noticed something odd. His dosage had changed. It doubled. But the doctor's notes didn't match the adjustment. It looked like a simple clerical error. I hesitated. The pharmacist was busy. The line was long. Mr. Halverson looked tired, like he didn't want to be there any longer than necessary. I told myself it wasn't my place to question a doctor's order. I filled the prescription and handed it to him with a smile. He thanked me and walked out into the cold. I forgot about it almost immediately. Life moved on. I changed jobs, moved cities, got married. Years passed in a blur of rent payments, grocery lists, and quiet evenings on the couch. I stopped working in pharmacies altogether and found a steady office job. Mr. Halverson became nothing more than a vague memory tied to a denim jacket. Then one night, my phone rang while I was cooking dinner. It was my sister. Her voice was tight, careful in a way that made my stomach drop. She told me our father had collapsed at home. Medication issue. He was alive, but barely. At the hospital, I sat in a plastic chair under harsh fluorescent lights while doctors spoke in low voices nearby. When one of them finally came over, he explained that my dad had been given an incorrect dosage months earlier. A small mistake. Easy to miss. But over time, it had done damage. I didn't hear much after that. My chest felt hollow, like something had been knocked loose inside me. While my dad recovered slowly over the next weeks, I kept thinking about that pharmacy counter. The screen. The number that didn't look right. The choice to stay silent because it was easier. Safer. One afternoon, a nurse came in to adjust my dad's IV. She introduced herself, and when she smiled, something about her face felt familiar. We talked briefly. She asked what I did for work. When I mentioned I used to be a pharmacy tech, she paused. She told me her grandfather had passed away years ago due to a medication error that went unnoticed. His name was Halverson. I didn't tell her I remembered him. I didn't tell her I'd filled his prescription. I just nodded and thanked her for taking care of my dad. That night, sitting alone in the hospital parking lot, I finally let myself feel it. The weight of a choice I'd made years ago, believing it didn't matter. My dad eventually came home. He's slower now, more careful. So am I. I still think about how quiet decisions don't always stay quiet. Some of them wait patiently, gathering time until you're finally ready to hear them.